Well, good morning, and thank you for coming. My name is Valerie Wise. I'm the Air Service Manager with the Wichita Airport Authority, and joining me today is Keith Osborne, the Federal Security Director with the TSA. And next week begins the busy holiday travel season, and so we have prepared some travel tips for those who are traveling next week, not only for here in Wichita, but for those who are connecting or for the destination airports that you're traveling to, just to help make your travel experience less stressful. Now, according to Airlines for America, they're estimating 25 million passengers will be flying during the Thanksgiving travel period, and that's an increase of 1.5% over last year. Here in Wichita, we're estimating an increase of passengers of roughly between 2 and 4%. So travelers should expect busy airports and full flights. According to preliminary airports from the airlines in Wichita, our loads are fairly evenly distributed starting Tuesday, November 25th through Sunday, November 30th, with the exception of Thanksgiving Day when some flights are not operating. So there are still seats available, and we do expect some loads to fill up as we get closer to the holiday. The busiest days at Wichita will be the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Saturday and Sunday after Thanksgiving. So due to the parking garage construction, parking and waiting in front of the terminal building is not allowed. If you are dropping off or picking up passengers, please be quick to do so. You will not be allowed to park in front and carry in bags. Officers will strictly enforce these parking restrictions. The lane in front of the terminal is used by our courtesy vehicles, and so there's just not enough room to sit there and wait. So we ask that you please use the cell phone lot if you are picking up passengers, and that lot is located just south of the park and ride lot. Now, in case the long-term lot and park and ride lot should fill up, we have contingency plans for overflow parking. Please arrive early in case you need to be directed to those overflow lots. The shuttle will pick you up and transport you to and from the terminal. If we should go into overflow, we will send out alerts on our Twitter channel, which is at FlyICT, as well on our mobile website. Another thing that you should know is the location for the park and ride shuttle has moved. It will pick up and drop off passengers at the east end of the terminal building just outside of baggage claim. Also, the short-term parking lot is strictly limited to 4 hours. Anything over that, the maximum charge is 4 hours. For 4 hours is $50, and any vehicles remaining in the lot overnight will be towed. The entrance to the long-term and short-term lots is only on the west side. We urge travelers to arrive 2 hours before departure time to allow enough time for parking, to check in, and get through security screening. We also encourage travelers to check their flight status at flywichita.com prior to coming to the airport. And we have several tips on our homepage at flywichita.com, and we recommend that you review those tips if you are flying next week or any time you need to travel. We wish everyone a safe and happy Thanksgiving, and now I'll turn it over to Keith Osborne.
First thing, when you're packing your suitcase, recommend that you unpack the suitcase before you pack it. Frequently people have forgotten an item may be in there that may be not allowed in the cabin of the airplane or illegal in order to put in the belly of the airplane. So recommend that you make sure there's nothing you're not sure of in the suitcase when you start to pack. The liquids and gels, again, a container cannot exceed 3.4 ounces, and you can have as many of those as you can put inside a quart-sized plastic bag. And when you get to the checkpoint, we'll ask you to remove that from your carry-on. Again, I would encourage individuals not to overpack their suitcase. The more clutter that's inside of the suitcase, the harder it is for the X-ray operators to make sure there's nothing prohibited in there, and it may slow down the process. Also, when you get to the airport, remember that there are numerous slowdowns before you get to the security checkpoint. So, as Valerie mentioned, it's probably a good idea to add a little extra time. Typically, this time of year, there's some inexperienced travelers, and it may take them a little longer to go through the security checkpoint. Once you get to the checkpoint, we want to make sure that you've looked at your boarding pass and see if TSA pre-check is on your boarding pass. If that's the case, there is a special line that you can go up that will put you towards the front of it, and if you go through the TSA pre-check lane, you will not have to remove your laptop. You can leave on your shoes, and your light outer garment can also remain on. That assumes that there's no alarm when you go through the walk-through metal detector. So it is an advantage, and if you signed up for one of the pre-check programs, make sure you look for that pre-check lane at any airport that you fly through during this holiday season. Last thing, if you're not part of the pre-check, make sure that you remove your 3-1 baggie. You will need to take off your shoes if you're not part of the pre-check lane, and you will have to remove your outer garment as per usual. We want to encourage everyone to keep aware even when you're not at the airport. As the world situation dictates, there are lots of things going on that we want to make sure you're cognizant of. You can get more information at the TSA.gov website if you have any questions about what is allowed and what is not allowed in the cabin of the airplane, as well as your check bag. Thank you.